Hello guys, DJ Aaron here. Today we are going to talk about hi-fi equipment. Yes, I'm talking about hi-fi equipment. This Audio-Technica AT-LP120 is actually considered as hi-fi equipment, even though it says it's meant for DJs, but it actually isn't because of the torqued motor and whatnot. So we have the AT-LP120 USB right here. And then right below that we have an Onkyo CD changer. Why did I do this for the regular hi-fi portion of the equipment? Well, if I were to put it in the actual setup right now, it would probably not go well because it would skip a lot. But, and this is a very important but, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of equipment you have, just as long as it works for you. Well, now for proper setup for this kind of equipment, you have to adjust the counterweight on this type of turntable. You have to adjust the anti-skate. Make sure your cartridge is aligned. Now, I haven't done anything to this cartridge because on the protractor, it's actually perfectly aligned, so I don't have to do anything with that. And I think they kind of fixed that in, I guess, later versions of this Audio-Technica turntable. So you guys might be wondering, why use this as an audio grade turntable, like, you know, just playing back records? Well, it's a good turntable for that. A lot of people have complained about motor noise. To tell you the truth, no direct drive motor is the same. Some motors are quieter than others. That's just how it is. There are some direct drive models from the 70s to early 80s that are kind of noisy, but you know, hey, you can't have it all, right? So this turntable does start and stop rather well, and you can see that it's always dead accurate on speed. I like the red strobe because it's a lot better than the blue one that's on my Stanton, and it is actually a lot better to see at night. So like I said, on this particular turntable we have 33, 45, and then you push them together we have 78. You know, your speed control, your Quartz Lock. So when I take it from the pitched position, so let's just say if I wanted to play a record and okay, the pitch is off, well, move it back to Quartz Lock, it comes back. Now mine springs back rather quickly, so some people have actually had issues to where the Quartz Lock doesn't work properly. So my Quartz Lock works properly, so I'm not like too worried about that. The 45 adapter, it works for certain 45s. You know, there's some 45 adapters that you can use. I kind of like this metal one because, hey, it's machined aluminum, you know. What's not to like about a machined aluminum 45 adapter? And it sets right there. So, you know, there's a lot of pros about this turntable, and there's some cons about this turntable. But for the most part, there's a lot of pros. And the only cons that I see with this turntable is that it won't play a very warped record. If you have kind of a little bit of a dip of a warp, it will not play it. It will kind of skip it. So that is one of the reasons why I don't play warped records very much on this as well. So, the turntable cartridge that is on this turntable, and I will take it off the head shell here so you can see. or not off the head show, but off the tone arm, is an AT95E phono cartridge. It is a good sounding cartridge for what you get with this turntable. I mean, you could upgrade to different cartridges, but I find the stock cartridge sounds pretty decent, and it doesn't sound too bad. So to fit this back in, it just fits back in like so, and there you go. I kind of like S-shaped tone arms better, or curve-shaped tone arms better, because there's very minimal tracking error with a curve-shaped tone arm. Most people would probably prefer straight arms, but I like the curved arm. It's aligned perfectly with the record and the grooves, so pretty much you don't have to worry about tracking errors when it comes to that. Down here we have the Onkyo CD changer. This is a turntable carousel type. It has, 6 slots for 6 CDs, and you can load this thing up with CDs. It's very, it's very awesome. You can load it up with CDs. So I'm gonna load it up with CDs now. You have to press the disc skip to put another CD in. I'm just loading this thing with all CDRs. Now some of them are quite dusty, which is probably why the sensing on this thing doesn't work properly for some discs. But I'm going to load this thing up. Down to the last slot. Oh god, no, we're not going to get any Spanish. Let's try Paul McCartney. So we got all them in there. It's going to load the first disc. I don't know what the first disc is, but well, it's going to load disc 5. So, yeah. So that works. The one thing I had to do with this Onkyo CD changer was, take it apart, clean the lens, make sure everything is working properly, and it is. Yeah, that CD is dusty and dirty, so we'll take care of that. So I had to make sure everything is, perfect. As far as, the CD changer goes. Okay, so I think I got all the CDs out now. So that is the CD changer. Right over here we have the Onkyo system. It is 1,000 watts music power, and I think it is 200 or 300 watts per channel. I'm not quite sure, but I'll have to look up the specs on that. Only judging by what I could see by the actual sticker on the front. But we have tone controls, we have just stereo mode, we have sound mode for like surround sound and stuff like that, and then we also have display, we have digital input, we have memory, we also have tuning mode for the tuner, we have like cursor buttons for tuning, preset, for different modes on the receiver. We also have the volume control, we have the inputs, and then we also have, over on the right hand side, we have the front AV jacks with S videos, so that's also another positive and a plus. We have setup and return, and then we also have an orange lit display. We have cinema filter, wide range amplifier, etc. Dolby Digital EX Pro Logic 2, which is still by far the best in my opinion when it first came out. And I think that's about all the settings we have on this system, but the remote has more settings. But so we could go over here to listening mode, or should we go setup? You can configure your speakers, like we could turn on the subwoofer, we could turn off the subwoofer, we could do center speaker small, surround small, we could go large, back surround large, crossover is 150 hertz, which goes all the way down to 60. I'll keep it at 150 because it adds quite a bit of boom. Speaker distance, we have different things here, just tons of stuff that you can do. Cinema filter is on, you can turn it off, etc. So there's tons of things that you could do with this system, and if you can find one of these systems, I would highly recommend you guys to pick one up for yourselves and try it out. And if you can get it with a subwoofer, that's good. The original subwoofer is awesome. I will show you that right now, just with the magic of video editing. So right down here we have the Onkyo sub. It is actually on standby mode right now. Normally when I'm listening to records or something, I will usually have the subwoofer on, and when it's out of standby mode, it's in green. The subwoofer's scoop down there is a little bit dirty, which I need to take the bottom off. The screws are pretty long, so I gotta clean that out yet again. The speakers, they're a Radio Shack brand. We got one right here, and then we got one right over there. They work pretty good for this system, and I would highly recommend to upgrade from the chintzy speakers that it comes with, because the stock speakers, the tweeters will blow out in them eventually. These, I got them back in 2010, these speakers, and they've been working very good ever since. And then back here we got the surround sound speakers for just listening. You can listen to vinyl with the surrounds turned on, or you can listen to CDs with the surrounds turned on. You know, it makes a big difference in the soundscape when you introduce surround sound into the signal. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and that's my system kind of in a nutshell when you think about it. So anyways guys, that will be it for this video. Peace out, practice and enjoy, and we'll see you guys in the next video.